Well, hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. Breaking news has been released about the lawsuit against Panini versus Fanatics. If you recall, the summer of 2023, Fanatics was pulling some stunts against Panini, really strong arming them, signing players that were coming into the NFL draft and taking them away from Panini. And Panini ended up filing an antitrust lawsuit against the Players Association. I made a couple of videos on it, and I just want to show you a couple of small clips so I can bring you up to snuff of what's going on. Check this out. But in my opinion, what's going on here, if I were the PA, I would consider nonsense. Because the PA still has an agreement with the NFL and the NBA. And they're, to me, legally bound by that agreement until the year 2024 or 2025, whatever the end date is. And so if I was Panini, I would be going to the PA saying, hey, we have a contract and you got to have my back here. And so I'm of the opinion that the PA should be stepping in here as an arbitrator, as an arbitrator, right? And kind of tell Fanatics, hey man, hold on a second. You know, we're crossing the line here, and they're the ones that should be refereeing this thing. Instead, what I'm seeing and hearing, and I don't know this to be a fact, but what I'm speculating and assuming is that the PA has dug a hole in the sand and they've stuck their head in it, and they're basically going la 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 la, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil type of thing. And so I don't know. That is very concerning. I don't like this portion of what Fanatics is doing. If that is indeed the case, just because these two guys didn't sign doesn't mean that this is actually what's going on. There could be a lot of legal minutia on the table that everybody's just trying to get straight. So as far as I'm concerned, all of that is speculation at the moment. I followed up with a second video on this topic a month later because that's when Panini decided to fight back. Check out my comments on this video. Things like past practice, the hobby, opinions, he said, she said, all of that is nonsense. What's going to happen is they're going to listen to the complaints on both sides, and they're going to say, what does the contract say? At the end of the day, it's going to be what's in black and white and their interpretation of what's in black and white versus the complaint. And that's what's going to come of it. Now they're going to try, I'm sure they're going to more than likely try to come to a resolve. Typically, they will try to come to a resolve. If they cannot, then what they're doing is they're binding arbitration. And what that means then is whatever the arbitrator says, that's what goes. And that's how it's going to be. And so it's really, I think, in the best interest of Panini and Fanatics, and it's in the best interests of the hobby for them to find a resolve for all of this. If it goes to arbitration, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but there's also a lot of things that can go right. And wouldn't you know it, Sports Collectors Daily reported yesterday in an article written by Rich Mueller, I'm going to show it to you here, the results of this lawsuit. I don't want to read the whole thing, so we're just going to touch on a couple of highlights. An arbitrator has ruled in favor of Panini America in its battle with the NFL Players Association over the NFLPA's attempts to dump Panini for Fanatics. Now, it says here, as we reported last year, if you remember, last year, the NFLPA told its agents that it's terminating its contract with Panini and moving to Fanatics. If you remember, Players Association sent a letter to all of its members saying, effective immediately, Fanatics has the exclusive right to make NFLPA branded trading cards. While the case has gone through the legal system, Panini has continued to make NFL trading cards under its license with the NFL and NFLPA. That is a good move because it's basically when things are under arbitration, things go back as they were before. So just because we have this grievance doesn't mean everything continues to move along as planned. Now here's Panini's attorney. He says this: the unanimous decision of the arbitrators confirms what we have said from the beginning. The NFLPA's termination of its contract with Panini violated its legal obligation to Panini, its moral obligation to fans and collectors, and its fiduciary duties to its members. The PA's actions cost its members millions of dollars in damages and lost royalties. The damages would have been many times greater except for Panini's commitment to protecting fans and collectors, and the players themselves by continuing to supply cards despite the PA's purported termination. Just as I suspected, friends, at the end of the day, it comes down to what does the contract say? And when I had a sense, a hunch a year ago when all of this went down, that the tactics that Fanatics was pulling were against what's legally binding in the contract. Not only that, just the moral failure of Fanatics, in my opinion, to do these types of bully tactics. And I know a lot of it gets dressed under, oh, that's business. No, there's a right way to run business and a wrong way to run business. And what Fanatics was doing, in my opinion, is a moral failure of good business. So what is going to be the state of the football card market this upcoming season? That is still the big question that needs to be answered. It can go a couple of ways. Panini can stand firm and hold on to their rights and continue making football product for this football season, or Fanatics can offer a buyout and say, hey, being that we lost, we're going to go ahead and pay this $7 million. We'll even throw on a little bit extra. Will you sign off and just give us the rights? So that type of negotiation is legal in this situation. So we'll see what happens next. Really interesting story, that is for sure. I am working on a couple of videos for the National. I am going to release 2 videos this week concerning the National, but when I saw this news, I says I have got to make a video on this. So I will be releasing 3 videos this week. So it does not pain me to say, Players Association, pay up. $7 million to Panini, payment expected immediately. Until next time, that's going to do it for this special episode, breaking news about the Panini versus Fanatics lawsuit. Until next time, remember, my friends, not all rookie cards are created equal.